Your team's performance suffers when domestic violence goes unchecked. Hi, I am Melody, and I speak on all things related to domestic violence, whether in the workplace, in the community, or in your home. And so I wanted to share 5 ways you can address the loss of productivity that sometimes occurs when someone is experiencing domestic violence. And so, number one, you want to create a confidential safety plan with your employee. And so you may want to talk to HR and the employee to build out a plan that includes modified work hours, remote options, or even changes to responsibilities in order to reduce some of the stress related to it. Now, that does not mean that there is an imbalance in work. It just means an adjustment. And that adjustment period can be very brief. It's just something to kind of get them to the next stage, right, where they feel more confident and they can take more clear steps into being safe. So number 2, you want to provide access to culturally responsive support services. The reality is no employee is going to experience domestic violence the same way, and that also means not every resource is going to resonate with every employee. And so if you're able to provide more culturally responsive services, you're more likely to meet the needs of the employee that's impacted. Number 3, you want to train managers how to respond with care and not consequences. Consequences are what they're experiencing oftentimes in the abusive relationship, but care is something that they're not. And so if you can have your managers, supervisors, or even yourself trained in a way that provides care and compassion, that is a true game changer. And the employee will recognize that, and they'll feel safe, and they'll also feel much more guided in getting to safety. I once worked with a client who had an employee experiencing domestic violence, and they responded from a place of care and not consequences. And that employee went on to thrive. They kept their job. Not only did that, they excelled in their job. So this is really what happens when you actually do train managers. Number 4, you may want to offer paid leave or flexible work hours or work responsibilities. And we talked about that in confidential planning, safety planning. But having it as something that's really clear, all right, if you have it really clear that we offer this for someone who's experiencing domestic violence, especially paid leave, because oftentimes the person may be experiencing financial and economic abuse that makes them maybe work extra hours or may not be able to go to special events or things like that. So offering that paid leave allows them the time and the resources to get to safety and to get out of this situation. And lastly, number 5, you want to implement a company-wide domestic violence workplace policy. Now, you may have one, and it may be in your discrimination policy, or may even be in your actual workplace violence policy. But that's a little more unique, having a domestic violence workplace policy specific for that. What it does, it shows the employee that you care specifically about their concern, their issue, their experience. But also it gives your managers and supervisors and even other employees a pathway, a plan, some guidance on how to actually recognize and respond when it's happening. So, to recap, 5 ways you can address loss of productivity is 1, create a confidential safety plan with the employee. You may want to get HR involved. 2, provide access to culturally responsive support services. 3, train managers and supervisors how to respond with care and not consequences. 4, offer paid leave or flexible work arrangements. And 5, implement a company-wide domestic violence workplace policy. I hope this was helpful. If it was, leave a comment. If you have more questions, leave a comment. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again. Peace.